Welcome back into another fun-filled edition of TM5's Bro Therapy. I am Bryce Sparling. I am the Bear, and here with me, as always, it's the Bass, Mr. Casey Bass.
What's up, homie?
Not much, baby, in every single episode, as you all know, brought to you by our good friend Clay Harden and Marine South. Man, I would love to be on a lake today, buddy.
Marine South Boat Sales and Service Center on Highway 27 in Carrollton are big supporters of high school athletics. Trust them with all your boating needs. From parts and service to purchasing a new or used boat, they have the staff and expertise to get you in the right direction. Come on in and give them a chance to show you why they are the best in the business. Marine South premier marine sales, service, repair, and installation provider. They have years of marine service experience, service all brands, makes, and models of outboard motors in a timely fashion. Marine South on Highway 27 in Carrollton.
Just drove by there, and he was not there, and the blue Ford was not in his spot. He just nipped that in the bud.
Whose ever vehicle that was got a memo from Clay Harden while he was at the beach. Dear Madam / Sir, please move your vehicle.
Get out my spot. That's my spot.
Oh man, it's about 175 out there. Today would be a good day to buy a boat and get on the lake.
Great day for it.
Yep. I'm a
next week's the best week of the year for being on the lake, man.
Dude,
I'll be
yeah. I mean, what lake are you going to, man? I thought
Weedoe.
Golfing. You just up and left me.
We'll be at Weedoe.
Ooh,
Your partner. I'll be out there with Wes.
Oh, really?
Wes's parents have an awesome lake house at Weedoe that they paid no money for. And it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
awesome.
That's
real
estate at Weedoe a long time ago was affordable.
I didn't buy it that long ago.
When did they buy it? Because I wonder if they bought it the
5
same time
years.
our friends. Okay, our friends bought it a little bit longer than that, but we have friends that maybe bought a house there maybe 7-ish years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, and they're on the lake. They have 4 to 5 acres, I think, and it's farming acreage. It's been leveled to farm, so they farm it. And their house is a little bit smaller than the house we're in now, but about the same size. So on the lake, like 5 acres of farming land, and essentially the same house we have, and they paid the exact same price we paid for our house.
Yeah, this one is significantly larger than my house.
Yeah.
On the water with a dock. It's, most of them are way up.
Yeah.
And so you got to go down to it.
Right.
But like it's on the water.
Yeah.
And just a little bit more than my house. Like when they told me what they paid for it, I threw up. And to be fair, at this point in my life, 5 years ago, could be 10. Like everything was yesterday to me.
All runs together.
Or everything was 40 years ago. One or the other. So I don't know how long ago they bought it, but we went out there last year for the first time and had an absolute ball. And so Debbie may have to teach. If she has to teach, then me and Liz and Liz's friend will just be here and have a pool day. But if she doesn't have to teach, then we're going to the deal. So surely no students are going to show up on July 4th. And don't call me Shirley, but if they do, any incoming nurses into the Tanner system, if you decide to come for nurse training on 4th of July, you're ruining my life. So just so you know, no pressure.
It sounds like if she's got to teach, that you're going to be playing golf on July 4th.
No, you missed that part. I'm going to be here with Liz and her best friend.
We'll be done before they even wake up
for a pool day.
We'll be done before they even wake up.
And I'll be grilling. I'll be cooking. Jalen eats anything I cook.
Nice.
So I'm not missing
I've seen and heard of your meals. I would be the exact same way. Yeah.
She's my biggest fan. So I'll be cooking. I'm getting a Blackstone this weekend.
Oh, sweet, dude. Oh,
Reeves giving me one for free.
What?
Yep.
Oh, man.
And here's the thing you don't know about Jason Reeves. He is the world's biggest accessory whore with everything he has. So I know I'm going over a Friday night to get it.
Yeah.
I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, he has every accessory that you can
anything they made for Blackstone, you're going to have it.
He's used it 3 times. He's like, man, I don't ever use this thing. My dad doesn't want it. You want it? Yes, I do.
Oh,
in the market.
We talked about a Blackstone on the podcast before. That's one of my things that I think I'm going to get this summer, man. Let me know how you like it because I've heard nothing but great reviews. Uh, I say I want it. Emily wants it for me so I can do fried rice and stuff on the Blackstone.
I think fried rice is probably a deal, but I got a feeling that the Blackstone's breakfast is where you live.
Yeah, that's where I think you make the bang for your buck essentially is on breakfast.
Cooking bacon in a pan is annoying to me anyway. So I may never cook bacon on anything but that. Now you can cook bacon in the oven is probably the way to do it. I just don't like it. I feel like a dork. I feel like a dork when I do it, so I don't often do it.
So I agree.
It's the best way to do it.
I have always cooked in a pan because I'm the exact same way as you. This is how my grandmama did it. This is how I'm going to do it. All right. Until we got our new oven, which has a built-in air fryer, and we pop that air fryer on. I slap the bacon on the pan, stick it in there, and I'm doing eggs on the stovetop while the air fryer is doing the bacon job. And about 8 minutes, and the bacon's done and crispy, delicious, and there is no mess.
Where's your bacon fat go?
It's all right there. It's cooking in the bacon fat.
So then you take it, pour it off into whatever you're keeping your bacon fat in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then we got 2 or 3 mason jars of bacon fat. And I put a little bit of my eggs, and then if I do grits, I put it in my grits.
So we have 2 big mason jars. So what we do is it's a process.
Hmm?
All right. I have a tin metal bacon grease thing that's got a filter on top of it. So you pour it down through the deal.
Yeah.
That is full. It gets emptied into our big, whatever quart, the big ones, mason jars.
Yeah.
Got 2 of those. Then I have a 4 Roses whiskey bottle with the cork in it.
Yeah.
I take it when the 4 Roses bottle is empty, which is right now. This is probably going to happen this weekend.
Yeah.
I take one of the big things of bacon grease and I filter it to get all of the stuff out of it, which is easy to do. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's just heating up and then boom. And then I pour that into the 4 Roses deal and then refill that there's a lot of bacon grease in my house. Fry anything. We are not a fried food family, but bacon grease goes in everything I cook.
Put it in everything. Yeah. We had it. I made corn the other day, just canned corn, and I took a spoonful of bacon grease, bloop, popped it in there, and the kids were like, "What is this heavenly dish that you have made us, Father?"
My grandparents, cream corn, everything's fresh, right? Like from their garden.
Oh,
and they would, so it would, it turns out, here's one of the most interesting things about my world. My grandmother was a great cook.
Yeah.
She really was. But we learned later, it was my grandpa that was doing a lot of the cooking.
Really?
Like all of the dishes that I loved the most, he was the one cooking them. The cream corn and the turnip greens and collard greens. Papa was cooking them. And Papa believed in bacon grease and sugar. He cooked with bacon grease and sugar. So remind me to tell you the turnip green story in a minute. We don't have anything to talk about today. So I'm going to tell that story.
Okay.
But I still do my corn the way that Papa did it. Iron skillet, corn goes in it.
Yeah.
When it's ready to go into the oven, he cooks it in the oven. He drizzles the top with bacon grease all the way across the top with bacon grease.
Sign me up for that, dude.
Yeah. My aunt,
it's hilarious.
His daughter
brought that up.
His daughter makes sausage corn. So it's what you just heard.
Yeah.
But then she takes sausage, not sweet sauce, but just regular sausage.
Right.
Crumbles it up, cooks it, and then puts that in the corn, stirs it all up, and then puts it in the oven.
Oh man,
that's one of my favorite things in the world to eat.
That sounds like that. Is that good? Is it cream corn?
Yeah.
You know what that would be good with?
What?
Little chips and dip. Some cream corn, sausage, couple of Tostitas.
Yeah. Anyway, anything that puts that dish in your face hole is good. It's one of my favorite things. The problem is, in later life, that whole side of my family has gone on a diet for like the past 8 years.
Terrible.
So I have to cook all of the things in my house. Like when I go for Thanksgiving, it's everything's keto. We have keto Thanksgiving down there, and that's still my favorite place to go in the world is Thanksgiving down at Aunt Bobby's. But keto heaven.
We don't really get to eat on Thanksgiving Day. I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast. I don't even know if I've mentioned it. I've mentioned it a couple times here and there and stuff, but I've never explained it. So we go over to Emily's family for Thanksgiving, and there's roughly between 20 and 30 people there any given Thanksgiving, kids, family members, yada, whatever. There's a ton of food, ton of food. But me and a couple of the male members in her family have this really stupid tradition, that we see how long we can go without eating. And we stay
How much you can
outside
drink?
and we stay outside and see how much alcohol we can consume until the women folk get mad at us and force us to eat. Last year, I think we got over there at about 11:30, and we got away with not eating until about 2 a.m. Until we were out at the fire, and the lady folks forced us to eat, but we got a long ways.
Right.
The record is my cousin Wes, who you've met.
Yeah.
I think he went a day and a half. I think he started at 8 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day and then didn't eat a meal and continuously drank until about 6 or 7 p.m. on Black Friday. So that's the record holder right now is Wes Carnes with about a day and a half, I think.
What's the purpose of this tradition?
None whatsoever. It's one of those stupid manly who's going to give up first competition things. There's no point in it whatsoever.
I hate everything about this, but I also love it. Like
It's
I
so
love,
stupid, and we know it. We
I
know
love,
it's stupid.
I love it because it's family.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a tradition.
yeah.
It's a competition, and it's dumb,
It is. It's
right?
so dumb.
But it's still Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is and always will be the single greatest holiday on earth.
Mhm.
There is no requirement other than what you just talked about: family,
Yep.
tradition, have fun.
Yeah,
You
that's it.
You don't have to buy a present for anybody. You don't. There's not. You don't have to dress up and take pictures.
Nope.
There's nothing. It's
There's no pressure.
show up to the place that you show up to with the people that you love and have a good time.
And
so
you
we
have nothing to do the next day. Nine times out of 10,
Nothing.
people have that next day off. So you can, we do we do that, and then the next day, the Friday, we get together and eat all over again, and then we have a massive family game night where we play, Yahtzee, Monopoly, Cards Against Humanity, whatever it is. Like those 2 days in the calendar year are two of my favorite days, just because of exactly what you described. Like you're with your family, you're having fun, you're drinking, you're enjoying, and it sort of kicks off the holiday season that is Christmas and New Year's, in my opinion. And it's just a fun part of the year. And you got football on the TV, which you can't go wrong there.
And no high school football this year, so we get to really do the whole.
Get to do it up.
Like I'll get to do Thanksgiving on Friday. So, my Aunt Bobby's house, Thanksgiving is a fish fry. There's no turkey. It's a fish fry. My Uncle Marty goes and catches 5 million crappie, and they fry fish.
Oh yeah.
The interesting thing about that is his son is deathly allergic to fish. It's fresh fish, deathly allergic. He can't be in the same building that it's being cooked in.
What?
If he's in the same building it's being cooked in, he will go into hyperphylactic shock. Is that a real thing? Hyperphylactic shock? Something, whatever that is.
I think Hims cures that.
EpiPen cures that, jackass.
Watch where you stick the EpiPen.
Yeah. But we're a family of fish fryers. And so but my uncle grills sausages, homemade sausages he gets from the butcher.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess not homemade, but the butcher makes it.
Yeah, but yeah.
But and then we'll have, all of the sides. There'll be sides and stuff, but the sides aren't what they used to be. But then we go and play croquet all day.
I love croquet.
Yeah, we play croquet for a trophy.
Okay.
And I can't tell you the last time I watched a second of football on Thanksgiving.
Really?
We don't go inside. My uncle built this big, huge barn, and that's where everything takes place. And then we're out in his yard. His yard is like 6 acres of flat grass.
Oh, that's perfect.
And
that's for croquet, man.
We lay out a croquet course and we go out there and play to the death, and we have a trophy. It's not as much fun as it used to be because my Uncle Marty's getting old and he's getting a little sickly.
Yeah.
And he just beat the hell out of us my whole life.
Do you have any of the young bucks, any of the young siblings though, getting older, like that are actually starting to compete and be competitive about it?
So it's always been my Uncle Marty versus, I mean, there's no teams, but it was always a team. It was always all of us against Uncle Marty. We couldn't beat. So Uncle Marty, me, my cousin Chris, who's a professional wrestler, who owns a professional wrestling organization, known as Laser. He's a laser. And then my cousin Brandy. And it was the three of us and Uncle Marty. We were the four that played. And then now my daughter has started learning how to play. And then another one of the young nephews is starting to play.
Next generation of
I don't know what's going to happen, man. When Uncle Marty gets where he can't play anymore, like the last couple of years, we've just carried a stool around, a bar stool around. So Uncle Marty will hit his shot, and we'll put the bar stool down so he can sit down. Because we're just trying our best to stretch his butt. Yeah. I got a feeling when Uncle Marty goes, which hopefully won't be anytime soon, but I got a feeling that it'll kind of.
I tell you, what you might want to look into the croquet, and if he has that much flat land out there, have you seen this game called bucket golf?
Yes,
dude.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Emily's cousin bought it for Easter. Had it for Easter, and he's got a bunch of land in Carroll County, but it's like it's not all flat. It's like he's got gardens and trees and shrubberies, and it's a little undulated. And he set out a 9-hole golf course, and it was the most fun I have ever had playing golf. And that includes any actual golf I've ever played. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I thought about getting one, but like my backyard, like you could have 3 holes back there maybe, and it wouldn't be cool. Like my backyard's kind of flat. There's nothing there. There's no trees or shrubberies or anything. But yeah, bucket golf was awesome during Easter. It was a lot of fun.
I love Thanksgiving. I love going down there, and if it's a redneck paradise. It's in Montrose, Georgia, which you've never heard of.
Never heard of Montrose, Georgia. Where is it?
Dublin, you went too far.
Oh,
it's in Lawrence County.
Oh,
population of Montrose is like 80.
No, I have no idea where Montrose, Georgia is.
And my Uncle Marty lived there his whole life. My Uncle Marty retired as the foreman of the paper mill in Montrose. So the paper mill is the only business in Montrose, and my Uncle Marty ran that dude.
I've never. I gotta
tell me. What's the population of Montrose, Georgia?
The population of Montrose, Georgia. Oh, you way underestimated. This place is massive, dude. There's 205 people here.
Holy cow! Well, they've been doing the hibbity dibbity. There's nothing to do out there but make babies.
Montrose, Georgia. It's right off of I-10.
I-20.
Yeah.
I mean I-16.
Yeah. Sorry, I-16. Yeah. Yeah. I have probably passed Montrose, Georgia 100 times going to Jekyll Island from
Tarversville.
From
it's right there with Tarversville and then Allentown.
Yeah, right after Allentown, right before the big city of Dudley.
And Dudley. Forgot about Dudley. And then you're in Dublin.
Big city of Dudley.
Lawrence County is the biggest county in the state of Georgia.
Lawrence County? What, landmass wise?
Yeah.
Well, no, I've never Montrose, Georgia. All right. Yeah.
It's flat as a pancake. There ain't a hill nowhere in Lawrence County. Nowhere. It's the flattest county.
That's about how Albany was. You know, it was super, super flat. All right. So something I wanted to bring up, something that I know we're going to talk about for the next probably month here on the podcast, and something that I don't think you've seen yet today.
All right. What you got?
I'm a little excited. College Football 25.
I own it.
Sights and Sounds came out today. So a new trailer. And I'm going to share it with you and the rest of our adoring fans here on Bro Therapy. So you should be able to see it. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
All righty. So let's watch and listen, and we'll do some reaction after we watch and listen to this College Football 25 Sights and Sounds.
Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here, and welcome to the EA Sports College Football 25 Sights and Sounds Deep Dive. We designed College Football 25 with a philosophy that every team is somebody's favorite. So to create a truly authentic and immersive game day experience, we gave a little love to every single school in the game.
Who gives a hoot? The Owls do. It's a touchdown.
Let's take a closer look. It was a massive undertaking to research and recreate unique team traditions.
Herbie sounds like crap.
I was thinking the same thing, but he doesn't sound normal to
And
me.
in EA Sports College Football 25, you'll get to
That's super
experience
nasally.
all kinds of iconic pageantry, from stadium environments to turf
coastal.
celebrations to mascots. Finer details like crowd theming, touchdown traditions, and rivalry content truly help set the game day atmosphere. Players on some teams touch a sign for good luck on their way to the field. Cheerleaders and marching bands create human tunnels and classic formations during team intros, and pyrotechnics light up stadiums. We've got mascots on push-up boards, riding motorcycles, planting flags, and animals charging down the field. Ultimately, we know that each team comes in a different shape and size, and in EA Sports College Football 25, you can experience them all. Aside from the action on the
Have the
field,
waterfall at
we all
Arkansas
know what
State.
truly makes college football so electrifying: the fans. In order to recreate the intensity and authenticity of a college football crowd, we partnered with ESPN to capture
This is
crowd
crazy.
reaction audio from some of their biggest broadcast games.
They got Mo Bamba.
Yeah, no bomb. Yeah. It's one of these
For some
I've
matchups,
seen.
you'll be greeted by a colorful crowd theme painting the seats. Whether it's a whiteout, a blackout, or a stripe the stadium theme, it's
Beautiful.
all in the game. Unique fan sections will be leading cheers with painted chests, team-specific hand signs, dynamic wardrobes that change based on the condition, and custom chants.
That's a wrap. Kirk and I
And
did
listen to
some
this.
joint
Listen to how many
recording. This
different
it
audio
is an
things we
incredibly
did.
detailed process.
He wasn't kidding. We spent hundreds of hours laying down commentary for every game scenario you could imagine.
It's a pick two to win the game in overtime.
The broadcast team also includes Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, and Reese Davis. To make it game day every day this season, pre-order the MVP bundle today.
Yeah, I don't need all that crap.
So yeah, that Sights and Sound just came out for college football today. I figured you probably didn't have a chance to look at it, so I kind of wanted to get your reactions live to it, man. It looks great. It sounds great. I've watched some reviews of people that have played a little bit of it. I think the most I've seen on YouTube is a guy that played about 4 or 5 hours of it. And he was pretty honest about it. He brought up stuff that he didn't like that wasn't in it, but he said, overall, it's a fantastic game, and he thinks that NCAA fans are gonna be excited and happy when it comes out.
Shout out.
Shout out
Kennesaw State.
KSU, the Owls. Woo, woo.
It feels good. Like it looks good.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're showing the best parts of it, obviously, and goosing it up. But with the way technology is today, man, it should look pretty close to that.
Looks damn gorgeous. And one of the cool things that they were talking about is one of the reasons Madden, not one of the reasons Madden has sucked, but maybe it is a reason why Madden has sucked, is because they've been building Madden for PS4 and PS5, so they haven't been able to fully utilize the capabilities of what the PS5 system can do on Madden, and they're not hamstrung by PS4 with new NCAA because it's not coming out on PS4.
That makes sense.
So I think that has something to do. And I wanted to get your reaction on, they released the top 25 toughest places to play in college football. And I just wanted to get your reaction because I have a little issue. I have some issues with this list.
All right. I don't hold on a second.
Okay.
I haven't seen this.
Okay. That's what I figured. I just got the list. I got the list in front of me.
Sorry, we had technical difficulties. You guys don't see how the sausage gets made. But his video was so powerful it just completely shut down all my stuff. So and then my scrambling around knocked my lights all over the place. It's
That's
just
how powerful NCAA is.
if I turn the lights off in here, our ratings will probably go up. Toughest places to play.
Yes. So
I'm going to go
who do you have at number 1?
nighttime LSU.
I'm with you on that. I would put LSU as my number 1 toughest place to play.
It matters. Nighttime matters.
%. You get that many drunk occasions?
My number 2 is nighttime Florida State.
So, number 1 NCAA in the new video game is Texas A&M's Kyle Field.
That's loud.
Is
It's not number 1.
Agreed.
And the last thing, those freaking crazy people, they've got serious issues. The last thing they need is this kind of recognition of their insanity.
Top 5. I think that's a top 5 stadium. Yeah. But I would not put that at 1.
Neyland when Tennessee's good.
Do you know where Neyland is in this list? Once again, criminally low.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on if they're any good. If they're not any good, it doesn't matter how hard it is to play there. But Neyland,
there's a couple teams in the top 5 that are the exact same way as Neyland Stadium. Neyland Stadium is 13.
Penn State.
So Penn State would be my number 2. That place, I don't care if they suck. That place gets packed out. And for a whiteout at night in October when they're playing Mo Bamba, that place is absolutely rocking. So in my opinion, LSU is 1, and I think Penn State is 2.
If they don't have Mo Bamba where it better play before the fourth quarter at Paulson Stadium at Georgia Southern, because we do. We play between third and fourth quarter. It's Mo Bamba time at Georgia Southern.
They might have it where you can like change.
There's a lot.
You can change what songs play.
There's a lot of Mo Bamba in Statesboro.
Yeah.
That is obviously not an Irk Russell tradition. All right. Where's Florida State?
So Florida State is 9.
It's probably 9 unless the sun's down.
Yeah. That does amp
Florida State at night. Florida State at night. Doak Campbell at night is the same as LSU. The Swamp's a tough place to play.
Yes. Yep. That's where I saw this list and I thought there were 3 stadiums that were criminally underrated.
All right, which 3?
And Penn State was my number 1. They have the Beaver Stadium at 6. I think that's a top 3 stadium. I would probably have that as 2. That place is crazy. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, the Swamp for Florida, that's 10. That's a top 5 stadium for me. Yeah, that's a top 5 stadium. And I think one that's criminally underrated that might fly under the radar, but it is super loud, especially when the sun goes down. Virginia Tech.
I was going to say Virginia Tech.
Yeah. Virginia Tech can crank it up, especially in the night game, man.
Do you know another place that's just crazy is South Carolina?
That's another one that I was going to bring up.
Williams-Brice Stadium?
Yeah. Yeah. South Carolina is 15 on
it. Literally shakes.
Yeah.
Like the building physically shakes. It's so got loud.
EA Sports has Texas A&M Kyle Field at number 1. I think it's top 5. It's not number 1.
But Wisconsin.
At number 2, they have Bryant Denny Stadium for Alabama.
Oh, no. God, no. You know what? Listen, yes, Bryant Denny Stadium is the hardest place to play in college football.
Not
because you have to play the Alabama Crimson Tide and no other reason. No other reason. Jordan-Hare, Auburn, is a harder place to play than Bryant Denny is. Bryant Denny Stadium is whatever. It's cookie cutter. It's not that loud. It's just the way it's built. It's not a bowl. Like it doesn't grab and they're spoiled.
There's 3 exactly. They're
spoiled. They don't make any noise.
3 teams, in my opinion, that I think are ranked too high, and Alabama is a team that I think is.
Bryant Denny's not top 15 for me.
It's not top 10 for me. It's not top 10 for me.
Neither is Sanford Stadium.
That's another one. That's another one that I think.
Neither is Sanford Stadium.
At number 3, they have LSU. I think they're number 1, but they're
number 1.
Top 3. Yeah. At number 4, this one's personal, and I'll be very, very honest. Ohio Stadium is at number 4. A very wine and cheese crowd.
Yeah, wine and cheese, and it's open, like it's a flat stadium.
Yeah.
It doesn't catch the sound, right?
Yeah.
You listen. You got a great band. Yep. You dot the I. There's 100,000 people there. All of that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But to be a hard place to play, it's got to be intimidating.
Yeah, that's what I'll ask you. I think the litmus test for is it a hard place to play is a 12 o'clock kickoff, because I can tell you a 12 o'clock kickoff versus Rutgers in the shoe,
Half full.
not going to be intimidating.
Yeah,
it's not. It just isn't. I think Ohio State, a noon or a 3:30 kick versus Michigan at the end of the year.
it's
Yeah,
different.
it is. It is. But I think the litmus test needs to be a noon kick early in the season versus a crappy opponent, a crappy conference opponent.
What's a harder place to play on a standard game? The Big House or whatever you guys call your stadium?
Probably our stadium because it holds sound better.
Okay.
The Big House does not hold sound. That and it is a crap hole, man. That place.
But Penn State's number 1 in the Big Ten.
For sure.
Is Camp Randall number 2?
I think the atmosphere at Camp Randall would make it argue to be number 2. Yeah.
To me, it's what it is. It's the loudness.
Yeah. And it's when they play jump around going into the fourth quarter, like that's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, I would say Beaver Stadium 1, Camp Randall 2, Ohio Stadium 3, and that crap hole that Michigan plays in 4.
But Iowa.
It is, but it's small. Iowa doesn't.
I don't know. Big doesn't matter if it's loud.
Yeah, but they just, how excited can you get when you win 6-2? You know what I mean?
You got to entertain yourself.
Iowa can get loud, but it's not.
Every game is a one-score game at Iowa because only one team is going to score one time. So every snap matters. You have to be invested.
So Ohio State's at 4. At 5, once again, I think is ranked too high, is Sanford Stadium. It's gorgeous. It's one of the prettiest stadiums I've ever been to. It's an amazing setting. It's not loud.
It's not loud.
It's not loud. And that's not saying that there's not 95,000 drunk Georgia fans in there as loud as possible. It wasn't as loud as the Benz when Ohio State and Georgia played there.
There's a roof on that building.
Yeah, well, that's
right.
What I'm saying.
And it's a Final Four game, like it's supposed to be louder. But Sanford Stadium, again, the sound escapes. It's a really cool place to go to a football game.
Gorgeous,
beautiful. The band, maybe the best. The Red Coat Band, top 3 marching bands in the country, right there with Ohio State. Right, They are spectacular. They participate in the football game. They have an active role like that. It is to me, one of the things I love about going to a Georgia game at Georgia is it feels like school ball.
Bingo.
A lot of times it doesn't feel like school ball. At the University of Georgia, it feels like school ball because most of your music is coming from the band.
And you're in the middle of the campus.
You're in the middle of campus.
You can see the campus from the stadium.
It's awesome. I am not taking anything away from Sanford Stadium, and the best team in the country plays there.
Yeah.
It's obviously a hard place to play. But when I think hard places to play, I'm thinking about what effect does the building and the people in it have on the football game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like think of LSU.
Top 5 greatest game day experiences? Absolutely Sanford Stadium.
Let me tell you what the best game day experience I have ever had in college football.
Ole Miss?
Arkansas.
Oh.
Sweet
pig.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Arkansas versus LSU.
Oh my God.
8 p.m. kick in Little Rock, Arkansas. Not even Fayetteville. Not even where
everybody's hammered.
Dude, I mean, you are walking down this row of drunk Cajuns as they are spit roasting hogs and woo. Yeah. Fantastic. Most fun I've ever had at a college football setting ever. And I've been to multiple Ohio State games. But like you said,
my favorite game day experience was, a lot of people don't realize this, before Crap State became our most hated rival at Georgia Southern, it was Furman.
Oh, really?
Furman and Georgia Southern hate each other. Played for a national championship, man, in the same conference. And we're 3 or 4 hours apart. And it's a dry campus. Furman is a Christian school. And are not. So,
I never enrolled in Georgia Southern, but I went to a couple parties down there.
other than that, though,
It's
other than that one distinction, the towns are like the same. Greenville and Statesboro are a lot alike. The fan base is kind of the same milieu of people. We hate each other. This Christian school has the single best chant. I'll give them credit. I hate Purple and I hate Furman, but their chant, think about the letters of the university, is FU.
Yeah, it is.
It's FU. That's awesome. There's nothing about that that's bad. However, it's dry campus. We don't care. So you show up, and they got this row of tents where they're tailgating, and then we put up our row of tents where we're tailgating, and we've all got our tumblers. We're mixing.
I tell you,
and we're just cheersing them, smiling. Hey guys, how you doing?
25 of colleges that party the best, I can guarantee you Georgia Southern would be on that list.
Top 10 every time.
I guarantee you they'd be
every time.
There's not a better party school in the state of Georgia than Georgia Southern.
Yeah. All right, go back to your list.
Yeah, so four Ohio State, 5 Sanford Stadium, 6 Beaver Stadium for Penn State. I think it's a little low. Oh. Seven Camp Randall for Wisconsin. Maybe should be up a couple of spots. This is where it got weird. Number 8, Oklahoma. I don't associate Oklahoma's home stadium with being very loud or tough to play in. I don't know. Maybe I'm off base there.
Nobody watches them play, so we wouldn't know.
That's what I was thinking too. And another one that I think is underrated is they have Oregon Stadium at 11,
ahead of Washington.
Yeah. I don't even know if Washington is on here.
I was under the impression that Washington was.
Yeah, Washington's not on the top 25.
Stupid. Maybe it was Oregon then that I'm thinking about.
Oregon's pretty stupid. Loud. It only seats like 60,000 people, but
it's straight up.
It's straight up, and they built it in a crater. It's in a crater in the earth. So like all the sound it almost doubles the sound. It almost sounds like it's like 100,000 people instead of 60,000 people.
Let me give us a try.
Yeah.
Is it Autzen?
Yeah, I think so.
AUTZEN, Autzen Stadium.
Autzen or yeah. I think that's how.
It's just weird the shit that's in our brains. Like, how do I know that I've never watched an Oregon game. They come on at 11 o'clock at night. I'm in bed, but
I love watching.
I know it's Autzen Stadium. Okay, maybe it was them instead of Washington. I was thinking about. I knew one of the two of those was supposed to be stupid loud.
Yeah, Washington does have one side of their stadium that goes straight up, but like the ends are open and the other side's not very high, so it doesn't like keep the sound in there. But yeah, Oregon.
Seattle. I'm thinking about Seattle.
Oh,
NFL,
Seahawks,
which is probably number 1.
That place is crazy. Yeah, they've called Tremors before. And then like Clemson's on here, Tennessee, Auburn, all in the
Clemson's
top 15. Loud. Yeah, Clemson's loud. I won't ever, endorse anything they do there.
Approved.
Michigan is at 16, and I think it should be a little bit higher than that. It does a good job of holding sound. There are a ton of people in there. But yeah, Michigan at 16. I think they should be around 13 or 14. I think they should be a little bit higher, I believe.
All right, let me do this. This is fun. Let me jot a list. Here, let's do a top. Let's do a. All right. Top of my head.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen. Every team, let's just assume that the team for the stadium is a 10-win team.
Okay.
This year, right? We're 10-win schools.
All right.
LSU, number 1.
Okay. Yep, that's what I got.
Florida State, number 2.
Oh, FSU, number 2. Okay.
At 9. I mean, I'm putting them at 9, but
yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Doak 2. Okay.
Doak at night is stupid.
Okay.
And LSU at night is stupid, but LSU anytime.
Yeah.
6 a.m, those idiots are going to be there.
Oh yeah, they'll be drunk from the night.
Penn State 3.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Neyland 4.
Neyland 4. Yep. I like it. Round me up with your 5th. What's your 5th?
I'm trying to decide. I keep trying to put Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in there, but I don't think I want to.
I got them at 2.
Yeah, I mean, I keep trying to put them in there. That place is insanity.
The way the acoustics work too,
it's nuts.
It's always 165 degrees and 100% humidity there.
That only gives me 2 SEC schools on my list, right?
You got LSU.
No, 3. LSU, Tennessee,
4.
and Florida.
Oh yeah. LSU, Tennessee, and Florida. You got three SEC, 1 ACC, and 1 Big Ten.
Yeah, I think I'm going to
think you're
go.
right.
I think I'm going to go Ben Hill Griffin.
I think the only thing
And then 6 would be Camp Randall.
Camp Randall. Yeah, I think.
But I feel like the sleeper's Virginia Tech.
I can't believe they're 17. EA Sports has them at 17. That place is loud, especially at night. Like that place can get cranked up, man. Like super loud.
South Carolina's a sleeper too, though.
The only difference I don't have FSU in my top 5. My top 5 would be LSU, Florida, Penn State, Tennessee, and Camp Randall, Wisconsin. I think that would be my top 5. I
don't hate that.
Yeah, as much as I love Ohio State and as pretty as Sanford Stadium is, like they're not top 5 and like scariest places to play because of the environment. You know, the teams, the talent, and the teams, of course. But yeah,
you weren't beating Spurrier. You weren't beating Spurrier at Florida.
Yeah,
like, it wasn't going to happen. It just, and you're not beating LSU at night. Now, look at the win percentage difference. I keep saying that, folks. Like it matters. Look at the win percentage difference of the LSU Tigers at home at night versus when the sun's shining.
Yeah, when that sun goes down, something magical happens in Louisiana.
Yes, the voodoo is voodooing.
Yep.
And the booze has been a boozing for about 12 hours at that point. And them people are insane. They are insane in the best way possible.
Been drinking for 12 to 14 hours straight, man.
Full of gumbo and full of bourbon, and their Tigers is out there playing.
Both Tigers.
I hate that Orgeron just didn't have a lifetime like he should. Ed Orgeron should have been the coach at LSU until he died. I don't ever win another game.
Go out there and beat them for the LSU Tigers. Go Tigers.
Like he is
that stupid jackass from Boston coaching. What a
fake accent.
What a mismatch, dude. Like Ed Orgeron, Coach O was such a perfect fit for LSU, and Brian Kelly is such a sniveling bastard. I can't stand that guy. I hate Brian.
He took Joe Burrow to eat crawfish at his crawfish joint.
I hate Brian Kelly more than I hate khaki pants old ding dong.
I do too. But I don't want to give him credit, but on this list, where is Notre Dame? On the one you have.
On EA's, they are 21st.
And they just threw them in there.
Yeah, just throw them in there.
That's another, but that goes on the other list. Cool places to play.
Well, yeah.
Awesome game day experiences. Yep. You got to touchdown Jesus, like the whole deal. Like they're probably top 5.
And it was built out because it's like Michigan. It's
on campus,
and it's built out. You know.
Yeah, but I think that goes on the awesome game day experience lists.
Oh yeah,
with Ole Miss, with Sanford Stadium.
Yep. Bryant Denny. I think Bryant Denny should be on there. They can tailgate pretty well.
Well, let me tell you something about Jordan Hare, dude. The people that and just in the SEC in general, but Jordan Hare's Auburn people are good tailgaters too. But the great thing about it is because of where the campus is on stadium. Like I lived in Auburn. Like on Tuesday, there's RVs on campus.
Yeah, Tumors
lined up, parked. They're there for the whole week, like in the quad, just RVs.
Like NASCAR.
They're there for the whole week. Yes, it's wild. Yeah. It's cool. But I'm going to go game day experiences. I can't put them in order, but LSU still on the list.
I mean, does Neal have to be up there with the what do they call the boat brigade or whatever that
Neyland?
Yeah,
Army.
The boat army.
Volunteer army.
Call it? I don't know.
It's a volunteer army or something. Navy. Volunteer Navy army.
Yeah, volunteer Navy. Volunteer Tennessee Navy. Hell, I don't remember. Yeah, volunteer Navy. That's kind of cool.
Ole Miss in the Grove. It's got to be on there. You got to put Notre Dame on there.
Ohio State has the walk, which I think is Ohio State has something really cool called the Skull Session. Before the game happens. So they have an old basketball stadium that they used to use when like Havlicek and everything was playing basketball there. St. John's Arena. They have something called the Skull Session. And it's essentially the marching band in an arena that seats, I don't know, maybe 12,000 people. The marching band comes in. The entire football team is in there. The marching band is playing. The head coach comes and gives a couple speech. You get a couple speeches from a couple other people that are associated with the football program, and the band plays, and it's a really cool experience if you've never been. And then they walk across the street from St. John's Arena over to Ohio Stadium, and there's like this big long walkway and stuff. It's really really neat.
By this point in this podcast and the listening experience, I just wanted to be known that I'm aware that once this is released and we get to this moment right here, that my phone is probably going to be dead from Patrick Ferguson blowing me up. Because just calling me names that you've never heard, but they're bad. Like just words that are like he has cursed me with neck cancer at this point. And I guarantee it. I guarantee it that my brother Pat has given me neck cancer.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you the number of times he's given me neck cancer. But if I ever die of neck cancer, that is going to be a sad man. He is going to feel guilty.
We know who to blame it on.
But I cannot wait next week I'll just remind me. Hey, what Pat have to say about our list?
Okay.
It's gonna be something serious.
Okay.
The publisher and editor of the Heart World Journal. Is that what it's called? It's over there. I'm too tired to go get it. But he's a brilliant, brilliant man who lived in Tallahassee for a long time and is the world's biggest Georgia Bulldog fan and the world's biggest Georgia Southern fan. He graduated from Southern, but he's been a dog. Like he's the doggiest dog on earth.
Keeping on that same vein, you talked about Georgia Southern, your brother being a big Georgia fan. How excited are you to be able to play with Georgia Southern in this game, man?
If they weren't on the game, I wouldn't buy the game. That's the truth.
You can. They have Team Builder. You can import them. I
don't want to though.
I
used to have to do that.
Your team that you played for back in 1963, you can import them into the game.
I get bored at some point, and yes, we will have 1985, and I will play with Tracy Cam and do whatever. But I want to play with them for real. I want to play with this year's Georgia Southern Eagles. As long as Davis Brin is not on the football team. In fact, I hope he comes back for a 6-year of eligibility so I can fire his ass. That would make the game the greatest game ever if I made Davis Brin. I don't even want to make him Waterboy. I love Waterboy. The towel kid. Not the towel kid with the fresh towels. The towel kid has to collect the sweaty ones. That's where Davis Brin needs to be. I'm sure he's a lovely human being, but that son of a gun can't throw it to a person in a Georgia Southern uniform if his life depended on it.
I didn't think about this till right now. How cool is it going to be able to play with kids on NCAA that we've announced for and that we know?
Lots of them.
Dude, that's going to be so cool.
Yeah, lots of them.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that till right now.
Yeah. If they're freshmen, we can put them in.
Damn right we are.
You start them.
Right we are.
And Herb Street's got to say their name.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, they starting. Yeah, absolutely.
With names now. With names on their jersey.
Mm-hmm. Who's the running back? Who's the run? Because I wonder if West Georgia will be in it. Because they should be. They're D1 next year.
Yeah, they're not official yet.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to be in it.
They'll be in it next year, I bet.
Yeah. Maybe
they'll probably have 2 years until they're bowl eligible. Explain to me why that rule's a rule.
Why can you not? If you're not being in the Hall of Fame,
if you're moving up, in classification, like James Madison, for instance, last year, wasn't eligible for the Sun Belt Championship because they had just came up from Division I 2A.
Yeah.
Why is that a rule? Like they have less scholarships in 1-2A.
Less money.
Playing down. If you're coming up, you should be automatically eligible for everything. There should not be any. I don't understand why there's any restrictions. There's got to be a good reason, but I've never understood.
The NCAA came up with the rule. There doesn't have to be a good reason for it. It's the NCAA being the NCAA.
Is it like hazing?
It's the same reason. I just saw this a couple minutes ago. They're not going to add the horns down hand emote in the game because
poor babies.
Yeah, the NCAA said they only want to promote positive hand gestures.
They understand this is football.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Like,
my objective is to try to take your head off, pal. I don't care if you want one of these thingies.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
That's so stupid. The things that we decide are important, so dumb. Like, what are you trying to have happen here?
yeah,
Who's going to be emotionally distraught about thumbs down or horns down? If you are, then you need to seek professional help.
maybe
good
don't be a football
indicator.
fan.
It's a good indicator that you need to go see a psychiatrist if you are triggered by thumbs down.
Maybe don't be a
horns
football
down.
I mean, that maybe don't be a football fan.
I don't care if it's table tennis. if you adopt something as a team as your thing, and then somebody uses it, if you're the Atlanta Braves and the Cubs are in town and they whip your butt, chances are 98% of the time there's more Cubs fans there than there are Braves fans. And those folks start doing the tomahawk chop and you're down by 7. You cannot get mad. You can get mad, but you can't be offended.
Well, hell, Braves fans already tried to, or not even Braves fans, but people already tried to.
3 people. It doesn't count. No. It's 3 people. It's just like stuff on the internet. Man, my kid every day, she's like, well, they're doing that. No, they're not. It's one person on the internet and then 4 people who are amplifying it. No, it's not. Nobody thinks tomahawk chop's racist. There's 17 people. They don't count. Those aren't real people. There's 17 people on earth who are offended by the tomahawk chop. Like it's has nothing to do with Native Americans. It has to do with baseball, or it has to do with Florida State. It has to do with whoever. You know who doesn't care? The Cherokee tribe, because they put their name behind the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
It's behind the pitcher's mound.
Yep.
They've decided that it is a heck of a lot more important to them that Georgia not have casino gambling so that they can continue to have the monopoly than it is for us to stop the racist chant. Like it's so if it's so offensive, why in the world is the Cherokee Nation putting their logo on the field where the people are doing don't get me started on that nonsense. And of our milieu, I'm probably the most woke there is. That's so stupid. Common sense, people. It's just dumb. We don't have to be offended about everything. It's okay to just be a thing. It's fine to just have a thing. It's no big deal. The Cleveland Indians baseball symbol, that was a different thing. The Washington Redskins, that's a different thing.
It was a little different. Yeah.
That's a different deal.
Agreed.
Now, I honestly believe that the Washington, whatever they're called now, Commanders, really missed an opportunity. They should have left everything the same, not changed anything except for their name, and been the Washington Americans.
I like that.
And left all the logos alone.
I would have used all the same logos.
They're here first, right?
And made them the Washington Whiteskins.
Crackers.
Yeah.
Crackers.
Yeah.
It's yes, the Redskins is offensive. I get that. That's
understandable.
Change that one. I got it. But call them. I would have just said, you know what, you're right. And as a result of all this stuff, we're going to call them the Americans.
We're going to call them the indigenous Homo sapiens.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Commanders is weird though. I don't like that name. Commanders.
I like the football club. I like Washington Football Club or
Washington FC
or whatever it was. Yeah, like
Washington FC. Yeah,
that's kind of.
I dig it.
Casey, we've got the point of the podcast where we roll over our happy thing for the week.
Got a good one.
Oh yeah, hit me up.
I played Nintendo NES with my daughter last night.
Oh, sweet.
Well, we tried. For some reason, we played Mario 3, Super Mario 3, and then we played Dodgeball. I'm talking about old school 8-bit NES. You can do it on the Switch.
Not about Dodgeball, yeah.
So bad. But the sound wouldn't work for some reason. Like, it was glitching, and none of the Nintendo sound would work. And playing Mario without the sound is not okay.
It's like James Bond without the sound.
Right. So, but we played long enough for me to say I played NES with my 13-year-old and had fun, had a blast, we really did. But then we went and ended up playing the new Mario Tennis on Switch, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love the Mario Tennis games. All the Mario sports games were fun.
We ate pizza out of a box. Mom had to work late, so we were college kids. We ate pizza out of the box that we sat on the ottoman and we just played video games. That's right there in the living room. like a bunch of heathens. It's a good time.
This weekend for us wrapped up the 12U All-Star season, and went out with a bang. Won the championship on Sunday. Played really well. Went 0-2 on Saturday. Pitched a few
Perfect record.
pitched a few kids that haven't got a chance to pitch in All-Stars this year. And all three of them that we pitched actually did really well. I was really, really proud of them. Just made some errors in the field, hit well on Saturday, then came out on Sunday, went 2-0, and won our little bracket thingamabob. So went out with a bang. Had one of our kids hit 2 home runs over the fence on the weekend.
Nice.
And then another one of our kids, our catcher, hit a grand slam on Sunday over the fence. So
that was never an option when I was growing up. We played on big fields.
Dude,
There was nobody hitting one. In middle school, there was nobody hitting one over the fence. We played on huge baseball fields.
I don't know how deep these outfield fences were, but they were not very deep. We play at Winston, so those are pretty big fields, and we played at Hobgood this weekend, and they were not. And our boys took full advantage of it. We had about 3 other boys that almost put it over, but they were foul. So I think that's
Foul.
I love that. I love short porches for kids because I think that's cool. I was watching a 6U game. The 6U field was behind us. I saw 6 home runs in a 6U game.
Over the fence?
Yeah, over the fence.
That's awesome.
That's great. I loved it, dude. One 6U kid hit a grand slam. I love
That's
that, man.
amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my happy thing. We ended on a positive note. We got our end of the year party tomorrow. So yeah, we ended with a championship.
Nice.
Yep. You got anything else you want to cover this week on Bro Therapy?
Nah, bro, Chacho, I'm good.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us again for Bro Therapy, presented by our good buddy Clay Harden and Marine South. If you need a boat, go see our buddy Clay Harden out at Marine South. Until next week.
I just noticed we're Twinkies.
We are. Oh yeah,
We're in the same clothes. Gray hat, black shirt.
that's a little creepy.
Hold on. Should have done that the whole time. Now we really are Twinkies.
That way we really are. Oh, for Casey Bass, I am Bryce Sparling. We will see you next week. And as always, fins up.
Love you, mean it.